Good morning, Priscilla, and everybody joining us on our green keto journey. It is Thursday. It is October the 26th. A whole week I have gone with the right date and the right day. Yay! So I have been talking or just kind of mentioning briefly that we're going to do a fast on November 1st. So what I have learned from watching several documentaries and listening to several doctors is that your body is set up to heal itself. It should. That if given the right amount of time and the right energy to devote to healing, the body can do so. However, because we are a society of constant feast, we never have a moment of famine. That your body never has time to fix the other issues because it is using, I think it was like 70% of its energy to digesting your food. And it is a constant cycle. So it may get to, the other 30% may get to fixing one or two things, but it can't get to some of the bigger issues because it's too busy digesting your food. So what fasting allows your body to do is, now it says, hey, we don't need to digest any food, but hey, we have some issues over here that we need to address. There's some scar tissue that doesn't belong here. We need to get rid of it and regenerate some new cells in this particular area, so let's do that. We find that there's some issues over here. We need to activate the white blood cells or whatever to fix this issue over here. Perhaps there's some other issue that needs some fixing. So now the body can set itself to those tasks and it will get it done, but only because you are not eating, because you are not having to digest anything. Now the issue is that your body can, and you are fine to live off your stores of what you have on your body. And this is how it works. When you don't eat, the first thing it does is it's going to use up your stores of glycogen, that's sugar that you have reserved in your body. Once the glycogen is gone, it's then going to use some of your protein, which comes from muscle, but once it sees that you're going to fast for any amount of time, it starts to use your fat, and the fat is the majority of where your energy and your food source will come from. And your body knows you can use this much. Let's say we can use 1 to 2% of protein, and this is not going to do any damage. But let's say in the beginning when you start to fast, maybe it's using 10% because it's just starting and it's thinking we need protein, let's use 10%. But your body says, hey, we're not getting any more protein. We can't use any more protein at this point. It backs down off the protein to about 1% and picks up all the fat. So it's using your fat as 85, 95, if I have to make the numbers match, 99% of your fuel, what you need to eat, and 1% of protein. And it's converting that over to what your body needs. So you're fine. You're not going to starve. You may have some, in the beginning, some of those, I'm a little bit tired, I'm a little bit dizzy, I'm a little bit whatever. The issue is not because you're hungry. The issue is because your body's just transitioning over from the fuel source it's using. Now, for those of us in keto, this transition should be much easier because already we have, for the most part, depleted our glycogen stores because we're very, very low sugar. And so our glycogen stores should already be depleted. We should already be burning fat. And we should not have an issue with protein at all. Now, so once we start to fast, your body may pick up a little bit of your protein, but it's already using the majority of fat anyway as your source of energy. So you see how this is just an easy transition. The thing that's going to be difficult is our mind that says, I need to eat, I want to eat. And that's something that is just mind over matter. So my goal right now is to do it for 3 days. After Halloween. This is the plan. It'll be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're going to attempt to do a fast. I'm going to get some bone broth, which you can have during a fast, or chicken broth, whichever broth you would prefer. You can have water, of course. I've heard that you can even have the bulletproof coffee, which is the coffee with a little heavy cream and some coconut oil. You blend it together and it kind of tastes like a latte-ish drink, but you can have that apparently as well when you're fasting, because you're basically only adding a little bit more fat. And the coffee, of course, is just it does something. I don't know for sure. Now, this is just what I've heard. I have not actually watched enough on whether or not the bulletproof coffee is okay, but in theory, I think it should be, and it should not break your fast. I don't know if I'll do the bulletproof coffee. It takes time to make it and all that kind of crap. So we'll see. So I am hoping that if I can do the 3 days this time, that every month I'm going to try to take I'm going to try to do 5 days next after I do the 3 days, like maybe 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, whenever. I'm going to try to do 5 days. And then once I get the 5 days down, I'm going to add that into every single month of adding in a 5-day fast, because I have really learned the benefits of it. And I think, especially for me, having autoimmune issues, having severe arthritis, and some other health issues, the benefit that I'm hearing from not eating and allowing my body to heal itself and have the opportunity to do so, because it doesn't have to digest, is just overwhelming from the studies and everything that I have read. So that's my goal. I'm not suggesting to anybody else that you need to do this, you have to do this. I think doing keto is fine. Again, realize that I have some other health issues, and from what I have read, this is going to be a benefit to those. So I'm definitely on board, and I will let you know how it goes and what happens. Anyway, time for me to hit it, guys. As always, please enjoy your journey.